Good morning, everybody. Well, looks like we got another one of those not in my neighborhood stories going on here on the Big Island all over again. Happens a lot here. Yep. Change is not something that most people care for much around here. Now this time it's Kau again. It's K-A-U, the black sand beach, otherwise known as Punalu'u. Yeah, this has been round and round for quite a few years now as far as development in that part of Kau. This is near the town of Pahala. It's a little to the east of Naalehu over there. Right out at the edge of where Volcanoes National Park finally terminates and comes back to private land. Well, there has been hotel developments at that site, on the Black Sand Beach. Yeah, that has started. There's a golf course over there and things that has started many years ago, and I do not have all of the fine particulars, and I didn't look them up as far as that goes. I think it was financed by the Japanese. Anyway, it went down. It never happened. Yeah, it's in ruin and decay at the moment. And golf course is looking pretty seedy over there, but I see they still keep it mowed. Well, anyhow, nobody really wanted that resort there. Okay. And later there was a commercial spaceport proposal for that region too. Not necessarily on the beach, okay, but in that general area. Oh boy, that was beat down. Oh man. Yeah. Now, this is a region that is relatively undeveloped. All right. There's a whole big stretch of the coast over there, running, say, all the way along Volcanoes National Park from Kalapana, all the way down to where you get to Punalu'u. There is very little of anything that has really gone on along that stretch of the coast. Now, it's pretty much wild land. A few cows out there in places. A couple of buildings here and there, and well, there's a few towns. As I said, you have Pahala and you have Naalehu in that region. They're small. These are small towns, and as far as Pahala was concerned, its economy at one time was sugar, but sugar pulled out, and so that left the town really without any way to make a good living, frankly. Now, there were mac nuts that had been moved in there, but that's, owned by corporations. I suppose there's some people get a job harvesting and whatnot. I know I was interviewed as a hiree for M&L mac nuts over doing projections on their crops in that area and around Hilo. I didn't like the guy I was going to work for, so I did not take the job. Anyway, later, Hamakua Macnut Company moved in and opened up Kau Coffee. And then later, the coffee from Kau was judged in Europe. It was a German coffee judging. And they decided it was some of the best coffee on earth, and they decided it outdid Kona, which was always known as the top coffee here. Well, now, at least in the European market, Kau is the top coffee, and I'll tend to agree. I like the way they process some of that. As semi-washed, reminds me of coffee, like, say, from Yemen. Anyway, so they have this little bit of thing that has happened over there recently, and I know that these guys have started a co-op. There's a co-op, and so little patches of coffee can bring the beans in, and get something for them at least. There's an organization, but, if you're the big coffee farm, that's business. If you're the little guy with an acre of coffee picking it, you hit making a living over there. That's for darn sure on that. So there really is no way to make a living in the area. You have, there's some people over there, I guess, that do heavy equipment. There's a few farmers and such, but there isn't much. And if you want to go shopping from that area, you're going to have to drive all the way over to Hilo on one coast or all the way to Kona on the other. So it's quite economically depressed. Yet, another proposal has come up now. Yep, somebody wants to take the land from that hotel on the black sand beach, and they want to build it up and bring it back and get it going. And well, people from the area are not happy about it. Yeah, they have managed to beat down just about everything. You want to see a successful venture by private citizens to stop any kind of development. You go visit in Kau and then talk to folks over there. I saw the newsreel this morning of how they showed up in Hilo for the meetings on this, for the zoning and whatnot. I've had my days when I thought, the way they push development out of Kau in that area is a little bit foolish because, man, they got no economy. There's nothing, really, very little. It's not booming, boy, I'll tell you. You can see it on people's faces even, And yes, I've had my days when I've thought that this was not good for the people. That really, they maybe lighten up a little, let something happen. On the other hand, I'll drive into Hilo occasionally and dip in the water over at Richardson's Beach Park or something. But, really, if I'm going out to sit on the beach or do some swimming, that's usually where I go, too. It's fairly close to me, just up over the top of Kilauea over here and down, and we're at the black sand beach at Punalu'u. And I like it the way it is. Yeah, here, have a look at the area. It's stunning, and it's wild. There's very little of anything happening over there. And it is a prime example, really, of what I looked like at one time in the past. Yeah, it's a real throwback, man. That's the only part. That's it, man. It's about the only part of the coast where there is no significant development whatsoever, and really not even that much habitation. It's pretty empty. And it's nice. It's full of wild animals. It's full of, open surf line, and it's not overcrowded. If they went into a hotel development over there, I'm pretty sure when I show up at the black sand beach that I'm going to find tourists and people all over the place. And yeah, I don't know. I'll admit, even living over here in Puna, I kind of figure that place is my personal beach too, Yeah, there's really nothing wrong with not developing everything. That's a movement here. Not everything needs to be developed, and there's a point. It's a good point. Once you do it, you can't undo it very well. All right, it's done. It changes the character of everything. The area is very wild, very open, and it's mostly just wildlife, residential homes, and farms. That's about the only thing that goes on over there, with the exception, of the Kau Coffee Company, which is a destination. Yeah, if you're in the area and you like coffee, or you like McNuts, because they sell both, you don't want to miss it. It's not right in Pahala. Follow the signs. It's a little bit outside of town, but it's worthwhile, absolutely, as a tourist destination. And then again, we have the Punalu'u Bakery in Na'alehu, and I will drive all the way over there sometimes just for a malasada. Yeah, and that's again, it's a tourist point. The buses stop there and so on. I lived in Chicago as a boy. We had a thing called the Bismarck. It looked like the Bismarck or the Kaiser's hat. Okay, It's a jelly donut, but it wasn't full of jelly. It was a raised donut that was filled with vanilla custard on the inside and a chocolate covering on the outside. We called it a Bismarck. Well, after I left Chicago and went west, and I got to California, and I walked into a bakery, and I saw one sitting at the counter, and I go, "Hey, give me one of them Bismarcks over there." The lady goes, "Eh? The Bismarck, that thing, with the chocolate on it." "Oh, you mean the jelly donut?" "Why, it's got jelly in it?" "No, it's custard." "Yeah, it's a Bismarck." "Okay, fine, whatever. You call it what you like." And it wasn't until I got to Punalu'u one day, and I had gotten used to the West Coast terminology of that ain't a Bismarck, that's in this case, it's a malasada with chocolate covering and cream. I said, "Give me one of the cream-filled chocolate-covered malasadas." And the lady goes, "You mean a Bismarck?" I'm thousands of miles from where it's called the Bismarck, and for some reason it's called the Bismarck in Punalu'u. Anyway, yeah, you might want to stop by and get yourself a malasada at the bakery there. That's worth a stop. And, we do see the tour buses stop at the pavilions with the bathrooms and all this stuff out there at the Black Sand Beach. That does happen. But the area that most of us frequent, I think, is really the best beach part, and it's where they put the boats in and such. That area isn't really frequented by tourists. Not so much. It is, but there's a whole lot more local folks down there. Well, whatever, I guess I've been here for too long, because I'm starting to think they're right. Shouldn't do anything on Kau. Let that hotel that they started over there years ago kind of crumble into dust. Yeah, I would. I think they're right. I don't know what they're going to do for a living over there, and I'd hate like heck to have to live over there and go shopping, okay, but they're right. Why screw it up? It's the last bit left. County ought to give it protection. Leave it be. Not everything here needs to be developed, because these are islands. This is an island. It's a pretty good size one, 4,000 square miles. But once you put hotels on every coast and every beach on this island, it isn't the same place it used to be. Leaving things alone ain't the worst idea in the world. Hey, hang loose. Good luck there in Kau with your protest to the county. We'll see what happens, huh? Aloha.